Aye, just wanted to do a very quick video with you just now about Scottish Enterprise, because there's been a couple of news articles today just announcing the fact that over the last 10 years, £95 million of investment from Scottish Enterprise has gone into investments which haven't paid off, basically. Some of the investments haven't been profitable or the companies have gone bust. Now, I know the headline in the paper says 100 million, but if you actually read it, it's not, it's 95 million. They've just bumped it up for whatever reason. I'm not sure why that would be. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. Now, the important point to remember is that Scottish enterprises, for every pound they invest, it is worth £6 returned to the Scottish economy. So even although they get some misses, they do get a lot of hits as well. So although this £100 million of investment that hasn't paid off is quite a disappointment, and I would say that myself, definitely it is disappointing that not every investment pays off, but a lot of them do. If I was Scottish Enterprises, tomorrow what I would be doing is I'd be putting out a press release, and I'd be putting out a piece of information right on the front page, just outlaying how much Scottish enterprises are worth to the Scottish economy and how well they've done over the last few years. But in absence of Scottish enterprises doing it themselves, I've just looked up just some figures just from the last few years of Scottish enterprises, just to see whether they're worthwhile or not. So in 2015-2016, Scottish enterprises invested 52.4 million in Scottish companies. They also helped Scottish businesses leverage 227 million in private investment and helped them win export contracts worth 180 million, with international sales reaching 220 million. And that's just between 2015 and 2016. Never mind over 10 years, that's just over that 2-year period. So it seems to me that Scottish enterprises are doing incredibly well for the Scottish economy and incredibly well for the Scottish people. Although there are some disappointments, and you have to take that on board, that is the story that's not being covered. The story that's not being covered is the great successes of Scottish enterprises. And if I was in charge of Scottish enterprises, tomorrow morning I would be putting out a press release just rebutting these points in the unionist presses. So that's really all I wanted to say today, and I'll just leave that with you, just to and you'll have to decide yourself, why is it that they're not reporting that story? Well, I'll leave that up to you, and until next time, cheerio.